Hi, work for WBTV. We're just trying to figure out what happened to Shanquella. Any comment?
Reporters who have had the chance to meet one of the Cabo Six revealed to the public that when faced with questions, she ran away. As people nationwide continue to push for answers in the death of Shanquella Robinson, the journey to find those answers made some reporters go from Charlotte to High Point. WBTV arrived in High Point around 4:30 p.m. on Monday to find one of the friends who was reportedly inside the hotel room with Robinson on Oct. 29. From the information we'd gathered online, turns out the suspect was Allysse Hyatt, and the team waited until she clocked off work before they approached her around 5 p.m.
We haven't talked to any of the friends. Their numbers have been either disconnected, no one's answering at their home addresses. So we just simply want to know again what happened to Shanquella.
This is how their conversation went. "Hi, are you Allysse Hyatt?" WBTV's Brandon Hamilton asked. "Yes," she replied. "I work for WBTV. We're just trying to figure out what happened to Shanquella." Startled by the question, she quickly closed her car door and drove off without answering anything. Allysse was a part of the group who hasn't had a lot of talk surrounding her as much as the other Cabo Six have. She had just lost her sister the day she went to Cabo with the others the day before Shanquella passed away. Anita Hyatt, who is Allysse Hyatt's sister, died October 28, 2022 from a gunshot wound from her boyfriend. Immediately after her sister was killed, Allysse flew to Cabo, Mexico with her friends and is now allegedly an accessory to the murder of Shanquella Robinson. She seemed like the one who could have shed more light on what happened to Shanquella, but she is still keeping mum. She is awfully quiet and is said to have been the one who leaked the video of Shanquella being beaten, and although it's tragic to lose a sister, I can't imagine how she is feeling at this moment. However, she had ample opportunity to call the police while Shanquella was dying or even try to stop the fight. When given the opportunity to come clean, she ran away. Someone tried to justify what they did to Shanquella by claiming that Shanquella had set up their friend to be killed, and that's why she was brutally beaten like that. This news spread so much, and as it widened, its narrative changed to Shanquella having asked Alysse's sister's boyfriend to kill his ex-girlfriend. That was a lie because there was no known relationship between the boyfriend and any of the friends who went to Cabo. Sadly, the two killings were coincidental, meaning the killing in Cabo had nothing to do with the killing in North Carolina. If this is the case, as someone who has lost family herself, Allysse should have been on the front row trying to help Shanquella's family get justice for their daughter. The entire situation is known by just the Cabo Six, and they should all be made to confess. It's sad that not only do the Cabo Six know what actually happened to Shanquella, but they have been lying about it from the very beginning and are still not saying anything. The lie started when Allysse Shanquella's best friend called her mother on Saturday, October 29, 2022, and told her that Shanquella was resting and not feeling good and that she had puked a couple of times. To Shanquella's mother, her daughter was just dealing with a bad case of hangover. "After he told me that she was resting and not feeling good and that she had thrown up, I told him just to call us and keep us informed on how she is doing," Salamandra, Shanquella's mother, said. When Kaye returned to the line, he told Salamandra that Shanquella had alcohol poisoning. She didn't even know what alcohol poisoning was at the time, but since she trusted her daughter's best friend, she was a little calm and believed what he was telling her. "He came back and told us it was alcohol poisoning," Salamandra said. "We were more calm, I guess, because we trusted him and we kind of believed what he was telling us. Unfortunately, he was lying, not the fact about their friend being gravely ill, but of what she was actually suffering from." From images that have been leaked online of medics attending to Shanquella's lifeless body, it seems that they quickly dressed her before they called for medical help. To escape being caught up in legal trouble, Cabo Six returned to the U.S. a day earlier, leaving their friend's body back in Mexico. Salamandra said that after Cabo Six returned to the U.S., Caldwell brought Shanquella's luggage to the house and continued claiming that Shanquella had died from alcohol poisoning. He kept coming around the family, trying to make it seem like he was innocent and didn't know what had happened to Shanquella, and because the family had known him for a while, they trusted him and appreciated his efforts blindly. He kept coming around the house every day. His mom is with him, Salamandra said. One time, he came to Salamandra's house bringing with him Winter Donovan and Dejani Jackson, two of the three girls that were with them in Mexico. Donovan and Jackson told Salamandra and her family the same story Khalil told them, that Shanquella died from alcohol poisoning. These are the same two girls that allegedly beat Shanquella to her death, with Jackson being the first and Donovan delivering the final blow.
I got a call from somebody, I didn't even know who it was, and they said that they was over there fighting that girl. And that's the way they left it, just like that.
So someone just called you, said that, and then hung up?
And hung up. Said they was over there fighting. I don't know why they keep talking about alcohol poisoning.
By that time, Shanquella's family had been receiving calls from someone claiming her daughter had been in a fight and there was no blood poisoning at all. Obviously, the family asked the two girls and they wept, bitterly denying the fighting allegations and claiming no one fought.
They was crying and said they never had a fight. They even sit here and say they was picking out what they was wearing to the funeral. They sit down here, and we was talking about what colors we was gonna wear and what we was gonna do, and they sit here and say, pick out what they was wearing to the funeral.
The public believes that Allysse must have been the one who made the calls, as she was also the one who leaked the video of Shanquella and her assailant. She herself never went to Shanquella's house, maybe out of guilt or fear, and so she wasn't able to tell her part of the story. While the Cabo 6 was busy saving face and lying, Shanquella's autopsy report appeared and revealed that her death was not related to alcohol. Instead, it showed that she had a broken neck and a cracked spine, and the injuries were from direct attack. Salamandra said that she and her family received photos of Shanquella in which her face was swollen, she had a knot on her head, her eyes were swollen, and her lips were split. There is no way alcohol poisoning can cause lips to split, and so the family knew that the mysterious caller was saying the truth. Her daughter was beaten. It was when the viral video of Dejani assaulting Shanquella came to light that their lie was busted, and the entire group went MIA. They deleted their social media accounts and stayed off the internet. Allysse might have slipped once because she answered a DM claiming that people were creating fake news and theories, and that nothing of the sort happened. Both Allysse and Dejani work in the health department, meaning they could have saved their friend if they wanted, but they didn't and left their friend to fend for herself. Mexican authorities have been investigating the case, and apparently there have been subpoenas sent to the Cabo 6 so that they could go to Mexico for further investigation and also as witnesses of the case. Khalil Cook, Malik Dyer, Winter Donovan, Allysse Hyatt, Dejani Jackson, and Nasir Wiggins will all have to go back to Mexico and explain in detail what they actually did to their friend. I have a feeling that if there is someone who will be willing to talk, it would be Allysse. It's alleged that she had tried to intervene in the fight but had been knocked aside. But this information has not been verified yet. Dejani is already in custody waiting to be extradited to Mexico, and we hope all the remaining Cabo 6 would follow suit. Shanquella's father, Bernard, said he could not believe that Shanquella's best friend, Khalil, who invited her on the trip, would leave her. "How can you leave my daughter and she's supposedly your best friend?" Bernard said. "How could you do this to us?" A fan tweeted, WENTER Donovan, DEJHANE Jackson, ALYSSE Hyatt, Malik Dyer, Khalil Cook. Justice is coming. Your troubles began with your disgusting actions causing the death of Shanquella Robinson. Hashtag justice for Shanquella Robinson. Another fan tweeted, reporters caught up to Allysse Hyatt in High Point, North Carolina. Hashtag justice for Shanquella Robinson. And she ran away. What is taking the FBI in Mexico so long? It is not rocket science. Round all hashtag Cabo 6 up and short it out and lay charges on all of them. The entire internet believes that Cabo 6 knows what happened to Shanquella and should all be extradited to Mexico to face justice. Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts. That's it for this video. Guys,